Hey folks, Dave back here in a very rainy studio beat today, and I just figured out how to do the fantasy draft here in this Football Mogul 22, and this was really fun. And so I wanted to show you guys how it's done. And again, I'm just kind of playing around with it, but boy, it is fun. I used to do the same thing with the franchise hockey manager, if you remember. I would go and I would just kind of do the fantasy draft, pick my team, and let it run. So let's take a look at it here. So let's get down to the game. So Football Mogul 22. What you need to do is start a new game of Football Mogul. Okay. And then come over here. Now you have to, if you want to play the replay mode, you can't play 2020. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, how about 1980? Let's say. We'll go 1980. Okay. And then you click Fantasy Draft. And now what's going to happen is we're going to be picking all brand new teams. So it doesn't matter what team you want to play as because they're all blank right now. So I will say, all right, so 1980. What team do I want to be? I usually be bad teams. How about we be the I was gonna say the Jets. I don't know if I can be the Jets. I will be. All right, let's just go Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a team I'm going to be 1980. They had the nice orange jerseys. So I have my difficulty level set on fan because I'm just a casual type of guy. Again, this gives you details on the cities and stuff, but it ain't going to matter and team, whatever, because we're going to be all brand new. So let's hit play. Alrighty, so it's downloading some things here. Now here we go. Now this is a start to fantasy draft. This is what I've been doing, okay? And I'll show you why I've been doing it my way too. So what I want to do first is make sure it's on random because otherwise it's going to start alphabetically. So Atlanta gets the first pick, yada, yada, yada. I have one of those days, yeah. Well, I haven't got to work yet tonight. So tonight I'm probably going to have one of those days when I get to the rink. But I'm having some fun today. Ron had a good game of football, and I was watching your baseball last night. So anyway. All right, so again, it's going to pop up here. Start fantasy draft. Go random. That way you don't know what the order is going to be. I actually got when I was practicing, I took New England. I got the first overall pick. That was kind of cool. I like to use the snake because what the snake does is it goes, 1 to 28, and then 28 back to 1, and then 1 to 28, and 28 back to 1. I think that's the fairest way. Also, click on announce each draft pick, and I'll show you why, because when I didn't click on that, I had a hard time following what was going on. So click on this, and you can always get away from that if you want to. So here we go. So I click on this, and the Atlanta Falcons got the first pick, and they take Brian Sipe. Okay, now I'm going to click again, and the Buffalo Bills get Ron Jaworski. The Oakland Raiders take Vince Ferragamo. And now my Buccaneers get the pick. So I have pick 4, okay? So I'm going to click OK. Now what you're going to do is, again, follow this here. Choose sortable stats for the player menu. All right, so now it's my turn to pick a guy. So for the players menu, go to sortable stats, and now this is the draft area right here. And this is my team here. Now you can all check. You can see who's been drafted, so you can see what happened here. So you can see that it was Sipe, Ferragamo, and Ron Jaworski. So Atlanta's got Sipe, Oakland has Ferragamo, and Buffalo will get Ron Jaworski. So go to the undrafted players. Undrafted players. There we go. And I'm going to click the overall here, and you can sort. So I'm going to look at quarterbacks. I think I want a quarterback first, and it tells you all about them. So you got the overall, you got the peak, you got the age, cap impact, the whole bit. I'm not sure that's how many years you got to sign them for, or whatever it is. But I'm not going to take a 35-year-old Bob Greasy to backbone my team. Bartkowski, I've never a Bartkowski or Danielson fan. I think I'm gonna go Fouts. He's 29 in 1980. Definitely not gonna take Archie Manning. Doug Williams, possibly. But I think Fouts at 29 is a good starting point for me. Oh no. Actually, I got a 24-year-old Joe Montana. That might even be better. What do you think? 24-year-old Joe Montana. 29-year-old Fouts. I think if I'm going to play this, and I'm going to try to play this like, keep playing year after year after year, I think I might go with I'm going to take the Joe Montana. So we're going to draft Joe Montana. Okay? So it says Joe Montana here. So now, you can see over here on the right, Buccaneers picks, I got one QB. And over here, way on the right, it says round 1, pick 5. So the Saints pick Bob Greasy, and the Eagles pick Calvin Miller. Now, if you don't want to see this, and this is fun for a while, then it does get annoying. If you hit cancel, you won't get the notifications anymore, and it'll fly through the pick. So I'm going to hit cancel, and on the right over here, you'll see how it flies through everything. All the way till it's my pick again. So that's what I want to do. So now it's my pick here in round 2. I have picked 25 of round 2 because, again, I picked, what was I picking? 4th. So it went all the way down to the bottom, and then it come all the way back to me. So that's where it is. Now, again, I can go to the drafted player list and view everybody and see who's been picked. So this shows me everybody that's been picked. I don't think it shows you the order because, again, I had Montana was not picked first. So it just gives you an idea who is picked if you want to see who's gone in the whole bit. So Tony Dorsett is gone. He went to New Orleans. Anybody else here I know? Billy Sims is on the Giants. Wes Chandler's on San Francisco. So it just gives you an idea of who went where. So let's go back here to the undrafted players. And again, I only have one pick. I got the quarterback, and that's it. So let's see who else I want to pick. I want to get a running back. I like to go quarterback, running back at the start. Lydell Mitchell, 31. He's a little, okay, overall is 92. We're up. Wilbert Montgomery, he's a possibility at 25 years old. Chuck Foreman at 29. Again, part of me, like I say, if I'm playing just for the year, 1 year, I would probably pick an older guy and pick the best available. But, this is something if I'd like to maybe run a few years of this to see how my team does. So I don't want to have too many older guys here. But I definitely want somebody in the 90s here. Chuck Foreman is 29. He was pretty good. He ran for 223. If I click on my stat line here, Otis Anderson. I think he was with the Cardinals, right? He ran for 1,605 yards. Boy, that might be the guy I want. He's 23 years old. He's only an 84. His peak will be 88, but boy, he had a monster season here. So, yeah, so I think I'm going to go with Otis Anderson. Was that O.J. Anderson maybe too? Or was that a different guy? But I think I'm going to go with him here, 1,600 yards. So we're going to draft him right there. And then it's going to go pick to finish the round, and then coming back. Now, I'm the 4th pick. So in round 3, I will get the 4th pick here. Let's take a look at fullbacks now. Ricky Bell is 25. I think he was with Tampa. Chuck Muncie is 27. Franco Harris is 30. Pete Johnson, 26. If I take a look at the stat line here, Mike Pruitt at 26 years old, 264 yards. He was pretty good. He's going to be a bigger cap hit. He wants 4 years. Is the draft of players from all eras? No, I'm in 1980. This is 1980 season. This is what I'm doing right here. I have not tried a fantasy draft for all time. I have not tried that. This is just 1980. So do I want Ricky Bell or do I want Mike Pruitt? Well, I got a 93 and a 90, so I'll go with him, and I will go with Mike Pruitt here. Okay, so we'll take Mike Pruitt. All right, so now it's going to go all the way around. Now it's my turn again. And now let's look at a wide receiver for Montana. So what do I got here? So I got Charlie Joyner at 32. Ahmad Rashad is 30. Cliff Branch is 32. Ahmad Rashad, I think I'll go with him. Oh, he had 0 receptions, though, the year before. So he might have been hurt. What's the stat line show me here? John Stallworth at 28. Ooh, he's only a 73, but he had a ton of yards here. Drew Pearson is 29, and he's an 81. So that's a possibility. So let me sort this. So there's Drew Pearson way down here. I like how if you select the guy, it stays here. Lynn Swann is 28, but he only had 800 yards. So he's a little bit younger than Drew Pearson. Harold Carmichael is 30 years old at this point. Cliff Branch is 32, and Ahmad Rashad was 30. So Swan was 28. We'll go Lynn Swann. So we're going to take Lynn Swann. There we go. And now I'm up again. And now let me look at a tight end. Let's see what we got for tight ends here. Russ Francis. Ooh, Russ Francis. He's available. He's a 91. I'm going to probably take him, but I want to look around here. Anybody else? Raymond Chester. He's ready. No, Russ Francis is our guy. So Russ Francis is our guy. And now it's my turn again. And it tells me here what I got. A quarterback, a running back, a fullback, a tight end, and a wide receiver. And So I can kind of look at my team. So this is what I got right now. So I got my, like I say, I got Swan as a receiver, Francis as a receiver, Pruitt and Otis Anderson as well. So now let's go back to my undrafted players. And I probably should look at some offensive line or defense. So let's just take a look at any position best available. Oh, I also want to get a kicker, too. I got Jack Tatum. I don't know if I could take him as a Patriots fan, though. Jack Tatum, he's up here at the top. He's 31 as a cornerback. Woody Peoples is a guard. Charlie Joyner, oh, he was 32, though. Lydell Mitchell is a running back. Pete Johnson's a fullback. Tim Foley, cornerback. He was a pretty good cornerback, Tim Foley. Do I want Nate Wright as a safety? Let's take a look at the stat line. What do I got here? Oh, Dave Jennings, punter. He averaged 42 yards punting. All right, well, let's take a look at kickers. Just for fun, we'll take a look at kickers. And Mark Mosley at 32 is a 75.8. John Smith. I'm not taking John Smith. And Al Red Sox fan, sorry if I'm not going to ask for your advice on field goal kickers. I'm just not going to ask for your advice on a field goal kicker. But do I want a kicker this early? Do I want a kicker in round 6? I always like to have a solid kicker here. Tony Frisch, 84% success. What is my success rate here? Who's got the best success rate? Ray Wershing. Ooh, Ray Wershing's only 29. And Efren Herrera is 29 as well. 20 field goals. 25 field goals for Mosley. Boy, Mosley's still pretty good. I just don't like the straight-on kicker. So Tony Frisch is 35. I'm going to go Ray Wershing, I think. No John Smith, exactly, yeah. All right, we're going to take Ray Wershing because I want a solid field goal kicker. So we're going to take him. All right. Just for kicks, I like to look at punters. Dave Jennings looked pretty good here. So I guess we will take Dave Jennings. Get some of my specialty players out of the way. Ray Guy is he's only a 77, huh? Who else is up here? No, I'll go with Ray Guy. He's only 30, and the other guy here, Dave Jennings, was 28. So that's not too bad. Punters can last a while. So 69 for 40. Yeah, Ray Guy. So we're gonna take Ray Guy as our punter here. All right, so now we got to start doing something here. So now I got a quarterback, a running back, a fullback, all offense. So I need some defense now. So let's see if I can, let's take a look at any position. I don't think I can sort just by defense, though, so I'm going to have to look at his. So Nate Wright is still up here at the top as a 32-year-old safety, but he wants $625 a year. Tim Foley, the cornerback. Don Calhoun, the fullback. I really do need some defense right now. All right, so if Tim Foley's a 91 at 32 as a cornerback, we're going to take Tim Foley. All right, so now I'm up again. I need Willie Parker. Let me take a look at the offensive line here. How about like a guard, somebody to protect the quarterback here. So who do I got here? I don't know too many guards. Conrad Dobler, I do know. He's an 80. This Melvin Mitchell guy, he's an 88, and he's only 27. So I don't know who he is, but we're going to take him because he's the best available guard. So we're going to take a good guard. All right, now is Conrad Dobler available? Yeah, so we're going to get Conrad Dobler as well. So we're going to get 2 decent guards here. Try to short my line. Now I got to look at defense. Okay, I really do. I haven't done anything with defense. So defensive end, not too many good defensive ends left. In fact, I don't know any of these. Lyle Alzado, maybe. How about the stat line here? 17 tackles. Oh, Leroy Selman. Oh, yes. Yes, any Selman at all that's on the board, we're going to take Leroy Selman. Yes, absolutely. Leroy Selman's coming to the team. Let's look at a defensive tackle right now. And we'll look at let's see, what do we got here? Randy White. Oh, he's only 27. I think we're going to take Randy White. There we go. And now it's my turn again. Let's look at a linebacker. Charlie Weaver, Eddie Cole. Dirtiest playing football. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, Jack Ham, he's 31. Jack Lambert's only 28 years old. He's only looking for 2 years. So Jim Youngblood. So it's one of these three: Youngblood, Jack Ham, or Jack Lambert. Youngblood's 30. Lambert's 28. So I think we're gonna go with Jack Lambert. Yeah, I had to go with Leroy Jenkins. All right. So now again, over on the side, it's showing me what I got: quarterback, running back, tight end, wide receivers. Again, if I want to take a look at my team and sort by any position, this is my team that I've got picked so far. So let's go back to my undrafted players, and I think what I want to do is I want to save. Let's save this. All right. And then I can go back to my sortable stats and get back to the draft because we found out last night that once in a while this thing will crash. So let's not crash. All right. So any position now. So let me see here. I still need, let's see, a 1D, 2D, 3D kicker. What else do I have on here? Oh, a safety. What do we got for safeties now? This guy, Bernard Wilson's the best safety. I don't know him, though. Some of these guys I don't remember. Ken Houston. Steve Foley. Mike Renfield. Charlie Waters. Oh, he's 31. Vernon Perry's 26. How about interceptions? Let's take a look here. Cedric Brown. Ooh, Cedric Brown's got some good numbers. 173 tackles. He's got some sacks. He's got some thises. Yes, Cedric Brown is coming to the team. Al says, I might do a fictional teams, real players, if that's possible. I'm not sure how you, I mean, you might be able to. It's hard to say. All right, so let me draft this guy here. So now I get at least a safety on the team. And let's go, what else do I want to do here? Let's get a center. I don't have a center. So overall center now. Chris Foot, Dan Neal. There's probably no stat line on a center. So how about the peak here? Yeah, Chris Foot sounds good. He's 23. He's overall 79. He's got a peak at 81. He wants 5 years. So we're going to build our center around Chris Foot. And again, I'm not sure of him. All right, so I got a good starting line here. I got guards. Oh, I don't have any tackles. I need a tackle. Who's the best tackle here? Let's see. This guy's 26. This guy's 25. They're almost identical here. This guy's 25. He wants a little bit more money, though. So we're going to take Ted's Great Adventure here. And I'm probably going to need another tackle to shore up the line. So let's see. 25. Doug, he's 31. Mike Wilson. I don't know who he is, but he's 25. He only wants a couple of years. Or do I go with Devlin? Because he wants 4 years. We'll just lock him up. Yeah, we'll go with Devlin. We'll lock him up for 4 years, hopefully. And I don't do a lot of the finance. Okay, so now I got my quarterback, my running back, my fullback. So now I can look for some more offense here. So let's go to any position here. And we'll go overall. So I got fullbacks, Leroy Harris, Mosey Tutupu. So I got another fullback. I want another good receiver. Oh, Billy Johnson. Yeah, Billy Johnson looks pretty good. Although, let's take a look at the stat line here. We don't need punters. We don't need quarterbacks. We're not going to take Stabler at 34 years old. What's the best wide receiver? Stallworth. Ooh. John Stallworth. Yeah, he's 28 years old, and we will take John Stallworth. Yes, we will. He had 70 catches. So Stallworth we're going to take. And now I want either a tight end or another receiver. So what is my best tight end on the board? Let's look at tight ends. So I got my overall 84, Bob Tucker. How about my peak? And who's gonna be the best guy here? Boy, I don't know some of these guys. Todd Christensen, I think I do know. How about the stat line? Bob Brewer here. He's looking pretty good here. He had 254 yards. He had a TD. This guy's too old here. Stu Voigt, I'm not sure of. Tony Samuels is 25. He had 14 receptions. So it's going to be one of these guys up at the top here. Okay, 27 years old, go with Mr. Brewer. We'll draft him. Again, some of these guys I'm not sure of, so I'm just kind of picking best available. So I got the 2 tight ends and 2 receivers. Let's get another running back. Ooh, Horace Ivory's on the board. Greg Pruitt is on the board. I will take Greg Pruitt at 28 years old. Oh, wait, let's take a look here. Horace Ivory, 522. Sidney Thornton. Rocky Blyer is 34. I really don't want an old Rocky Blyer. Lawrence McCutcheon is 30. Boy, this guy Clark Gaines. I'm not really sure of Clark Gaines. He did well. So did Sidney Thornton. But we're gonna take Horace Ivory just because I know him. Sometimes I like to take a guy just because I know him. All right, so I got now I need a fullback or a backup quarterback. I'll take a fullback first because if Montana goes down, then I'm going to be in trouble, and I know that. Roosevelt Leaks. How about the stat line here? Smith Sherman, 25. Leroy Harris. Phil Francis Mosey to Tupu. Again, I'm not going to be using these guys very much as the backup, but you never know. I probably should just take the best guy here. 29-year-old Booby Clark. So, Mr. Booby Clark, you'll be coming to the team. All right, so now, probably looking for more defense. Defensive ends and defensive tackles. And linebackers, too. Let me find a good linebacker. All right. Oh, let's see here. Anybody over here I know? Randy Gradishaw. I know Randy Gradishaw. How about, what did the stats say here? These guys are the best. 449 tackles. He's 29 years old. Brad Dusick. I'm not real familiar with him, but if he's got 449 tackles, he's coming to the team. So let's look for a cornerback. 83 tackles. This guy's 26 years old. Mike Haynes. I like Mike Haynes. But although he's not too bad. Oh, Raymond Claiborne. Yes, Raymond Claiborne. We're going to draft Raymond Claiborne. All right, so he's coming to the team. I'd like to get a safety now on defense. Go with a safety dance. And let's take a look at the stat line here. Mike Fuller is 27. He looks pretty good. Some of these other guys I don't know. Tim Fox. He was another good guy. Oh, he's the best. Tim Fox, yes. Tim Fox is coming at 26 years old. He's coming. Let's see. Guards and safety. Should I look at the backup quarterbacks right about now? See what's left. So Plunkett's at 32. Joe Pisarcik, 28. Should I get Pisarcik? That rings some bells, huh? Jimmy Hart at 36. Oh, what does my stat line say? Steve DeBerg at 26. How funny is bringing DeBerg back to Tampa? Or Grogan at 27. He'd be behind Montana. Richard Todd, he wants 5 years. That's a lot. DeBerg only wants a couple years. I'm not going to go Kenny Stabler. Kenny Anderson's 31. He wants 4 years. I think that's how that is. Richard Todd wants 4 years. Oh, boy. Steve DeBerg was not that bad. Grogan, 48%. Now, he's not taking it. So I don't know why they're not taking it. Phil Simms, Pat Hayden. Who's the youngest guy on the board here? Eric Hipple, Craig Bradshaw, Scott Broner. I was thinking about a young guy that I could bring in to kind of back up Montana. Let's go to my team. So Montana right now is, Montana's 24. Okay. No, I don't want a young guy because Montana's going to be my guy. So I can go with an older guy as the backup. So I could bring in somebody older than, like, not a Stabler, though. A Ken Anderson, maybe, as the backup. So I could do that. So I could bring in a Ken Anderson as my backup. He wants 4 years as a backup. He's 31 years old. Oh, that's a little much, though. Stabler only wants 2 years, but DeBerg might not be a bad backup. Dan Pastorini at 31. Yeah, I'll go. Well, he's only 50%. DeBerg's 60%. I'm going to take DeBerg. He's going to be my Joe P. for Uncle Ron. Joe Pendleton? All right, so I got my backup quarterback. Oh, Plunkett. Yeah, no, I don't know if I want to go Plunkett. All right, so now I got my, so let's go back to defensive end or defensive tackle. Let's see what I got here. Oh, Fred Dean. I liked Fred Dean. We're going to go Fred Dean. Oh, Jack Youngblood. Jack Youngblood. Yeah, he's 30. We're going to take Jack Youngblood. There we go. I want a defensive tackle now. And again, now we're getting into guys I never heard. Is that Ray Hamilton? Yeah. If that's Sugar Ray Hamilton. Oh, Mean Joe Green. Well, he's 33. So Ray Hamilton's coming over. Okay. So, again, I get 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 fullbacks. I got 2s of everything right now. I could use a backup center maybe. Either that or looking for another wide receiver. Let's go to a wide receiver. Let's look at some stats here. Kenny Burrow is 32. Wasn't he with the Oilers, I think it was? So he's the best guy on the board right now at 32 years old. A lot of older guys. Jimmy Cephalo. Oh, he only had 12 receptions. Lou Pacone. Schumann. Some of these guys I don't know. All right, we'll take Kenny Burrow as a wide receiver. And now I have another pick here. Let's go back to tight ends. And who do I got here that might be good? Let's go to the stat line. Stu Voigt. This guy, he's just like calling out to me for some reason. The Stu Voigt guy at 31. Mike Williams. I don't know too many of these guys at all right now. Maybe a young guy here. All right, who's my overall? So Nelson at this guy here. Egoff, he had 5 receptions. 352. This guy here, Emery Moore. Well, this guy had 9 receptions, so we'll go with Emery Moore at 26 years old. And now it's my pick again. And I want to save. So I think sometimes if you go too far in these games with too much data, it overloads the game. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it thinks. I know, Al, when you were playing, you were doing a lot. You had the all-star team and the whole bit, and then you started a game. You hadn't saved yet, so maybe it gets too backed up, trying to hold all that stuff. I don't know. Could be wrong. All right, so I pretty much got my team here. So I'm just going to look at any position, see if anybody jumps out at me, and just kind of pick them up here. There's a lot of quarterbacks I don't want. Vince Evans, quarterbacks, Terry Miller. Too bad he couldn't exclude a position because I really don't need to look at a quarterback. Rocky Bleier is 34 years old. Do I want to bring in a 34-year-old Rocky Bleier as my 3rd running back? I don't know. He's the only guy on this list that I know, though. So, again, if I look at best available here, it's wide receiver, quarterback, fullback, punter. There's no decent anybody here. How about, overall, Art Shell is a tackle. 33 years old. Sure, we'll bring in another tackle if he's the best available. Oh, we got the Cooch, though. Bob Kuchenberg, so we'll draft him. Gene Upshaw is a guard, but Kuchenberg is 32, so we'll grab Kuchenberg. Okay. So now, I've kind of pretty much exhausted the guys that I know. Okay, and I got all my, again, if I go back to my my sortable stats and I look at my team, I've pretty much picked the key players, even guys I don't know. I took the best available. So I kind of have my team picked to a point where I'm running into guys I don't know, and we do run about 60 rounds. So we're halfway through it. At this point here, it's just going to be a lot of, grabbing whoever at this point here. So I'm going to save it. Now I'm going to go tools, and I'm going to go end the fantasy draft. The computer will end the fantasy draft, taking all remaining picks. Yes, that's what I want to do. I really don't want to deal with this anymore. Okay, I've had my fun. I'm picking guys that are either really old or guys that I don't know. So let's do this. So I'm going to click yes, and the computer's going to see over here on the right, it's going to start zipping through all those picks over here. So round 42, 45, whatever. And then I'll go and I'll see what's left what the computer gave me for my team after picking the next 20 rounds or whatever it is. All right, so we're done. So let's go to save again. So we're gonna save. All right. So let's see. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go to my team. Players. Let's see. Where's my team? Let's go to the offense. All right. So here's my team. So I got Montana. I got Anderson and Pruitt, my running back and fullback. I got Russ Francis, Lynn Swan, and Stallworth. I get Albrecht, Kuchenberg, Muck Mitchell, and Art Shell as my offensive line. My backup quarterbacks are DeBerg and Mike Phipps. I have Preston Pearson, Willard, Horace Ivory, Nate Rivers as running backs. Emery Moorhead and Bob Brewer are my other tight ends. And so that's my team. On defense, Leroy Salmon, Randy White, Jack Youngblood, Brad Van Pelt, Jack Lambert. That's kind of cool. Tim Foley, Raymond Claiborne, Ken Houston, Tim Fox. I'm liking my defense. And on my special teams, Ray Wershing and Ray Guy. They're a couple of Rays right there. So that's my team. And that's kind of how you do your draft. Now, if I go to my offense, starting personnel, so I guess I could start with, so I like how we can pick a couple things here. So I'm going to go a little bit more on the run. So if I get Anderson and Pruitt, I'm going to go at 10% more on the rush, okay? So I don't throw so much. All right, so there's that. So now I got my opening day against the Bengals. I am, it's a -1 against Cincinnati. So let's go to week 1, and I'm just going to sim it and see how I do. Alrighty, so let's click on week 1. Tampa Bay at Cincinnati, and let's sim this game. Bengals are favored by a point. And let's go to the games. And I lose 17-14. Oh, look at the total yards. 404 total yards to 163. This is what happened last time when I drafted a team. I got smoked. So Cincinnati crushed us. They got Jack Thompson. Threw for 303 yards. Joe Montana, 17, 34, 2 TDs. Passing yards, I got 147 passing yards. Otis Anderson, I got 16 rushing yards. That was, wow. Wow. Okay, I'm not sure what I did wrong here. I got 16 rushing yards, 147 passing yards. Montana was 50%. That was brutal. Brutal. Let's take a look at the box score. And, a late field goal by Cincinnati by Matt Barr from 46 yards gets it. Montana, 17-34, 173, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Yeah, see, I didn't run that much. I only ran 5, 6, 7, 8 times. I only ran 8 times. And I tried passing 34 times. So I'm real heavy on the passing. That's one thing that we did notice when I simmed this with Ron earlier. So what I would probably want to do, Jack Thompson throwing some more. What I probably would want to do is actually play this game out, okay? Anything else standing out here? The 49ers with a big win over the Saints. Matt Cavanaugh is the 49ers quarterback. 230 yards to him. Greasy is the Saints quarterback. It's kind of fun when you do a fantasy draft like this to see where everybody goes. Let's go to the leaders and just have some fun with this here for a second. So Gary Hogaboom of Houston is our passing yards leader after 1 week. In the AFC, I should say. And John Jefferson, who's with Seattle, is pretty good. Nobody for Tampa Bay on here because we lost. We go to the NFC. Russ Francis is on here. He got 89 yards receiving. So Russ Francis had a good day for me. Randy White had a couple of sacks, so he did a good job for me. So I click on here. Yeah, here he is, 80 Tampa Bay. We're seeing Randy White with Tampa Bay. That's kind of funny. But the doing the fantasy thing is kind of fun. It really is. Oh, I can go back. I don't want to go back. How do I get back to 1980? Oh, standing leaders. Oh, there we go. So back to 1980. Click list heading the standings. Change the shit. Okay. Oh, there's both conferences. Okay, good. So this is everybody here overall. So yeah, so that's what Oh, it's even. Oh, this tells me down the bottom. Oh, so Joe Theismann's with. Looks like he's with the Giants, and Thomas is probably with the Jets. Is that Burt Jones? Is that Burt Jones? Yeah, Burt Jones with the Cleveland Browns. Lydell Mitchell, boy, there's a lot of Colts over here. Dave Casper, that's a pretty good team. Randy Gradishaw, looking pretty good. New England Patriots got Joe Ferguson as their quarterback. They have Ahmad Rashad, though. He's pretty good. But they lost to the Browns there. So, again, this is kind of how you do the fantasy. Let me come back to Studio B. And, I just kind of wanted to run through this here. This is another way you can have some fun on these games. And I do like when you have the fantasy draft. And this one does a pretty decent job. It took me a couple times to get used to how they do it. But this particular fantasy draft for football was kind of fun. And again, you go back to your favorite year. I go back to, like I say, late 70s, early 80s, where I knew a lot of the players. I don't know too much of them anymore, but that's when I knew the guys. So I had fun picking players that I know. And that's half my problem is sometimes I'll pick a player I know rather than someone who's better than them. So that's probably why I get beat up pretty good. But it will be kind of fun to play this team and play it out because I only ran 8 times, and Montana threw a ton. So I think I can go back and do more running to see if I can get my running backs some yardage instead of just eight attempts total or something like that. But anyway, so I hope you like this here. This is Football Mogul 22, and this is how you set up and do a fantasy draft. You can pick all 63 rounds if you like. I tend to go, like I say, 28 to 30 rounds picking my guys, and then I run out of steam and I just let it finish itself, and then I go pick up the pieces and start my season. One of the other things I want to do is I want to go into my playbook, and I really want to kind of work the playbook a little bit. I like designing some of the plays or fixing the plays, and just to see how I would see how the plays work that I design. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny because you could rename the plays and the whole bit. So this really it's another sandbox. Like Baseball Mogul, this is just a big sandbox that you can go and have some fun with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope maybe you might check out Football Mogul. Go to sportsmogul.com, put in code DIGITAL to get 40% off. And I know some of you have already done that. But again, I'm finding more and more things to do with Baseball Mogul and Football Mogul. A lot of it, again, a very what if, like I said, the fantasy stuff, trading players to teams, stacking a team, just to see how it would play out. Really enjoying these. They're very, I don't know what the word is, very user-friendly, very arcadey, not too difficult to really pick up and get a feel for what's going on. I don't feel like I need to constantly dig out the rule book or look for videos on this. It plays pretty. Everything's kind of there, almost self-explanatory. Again, if you need help, there is a help. You click on, and it brings up a internal web page, and you click on the stuff, and it explains everything. Explains what everything is. And so I like doing that. I like clicking on the different buttons and see what they do. So today was the fantasy draft. And those are always fun. And I like doing the hockey ones too, with Franchise Hockey Manager. They're really fun. I know Action PC you could try this in Action PC football and hockey. I think I tried it one time and I had a hard time with it. For some reason it just wasn't smooth, and maybe it's something I was doing wrong. But this here went really smooth. It seemed to do a good job of picking the other team. So that's it. I got to jump out. I got to head to work shortly, but I wanted to jump on and show you guys this right here. I'm going to probably sim a couple of more games before I go to work to see if I can get myself a win with this team. But anyway, I'm Dave. We'll talk to every